So today I am going to be doing a Halloween tutorial. This is more of like a wearable kind of Halloween look. I know a lot of people have jobs where they can't really wear a lot of makeup on Halloween, so this is kind of more wearable. Yeah, I'm just gonna hop right in. For primer, I'm gonna be using my Milk Hydro Primer. This is still my favorite. I have been using up a lot of my older stuff, so hopefully that stuff runs out soon, so I can just use this all the time. If you see all these breakouts, I did put a moisturizer on. I put on the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer, and I was rubbing up on my cat, and I'm allergic to cats. But I still love cats, so that's there. Just the elephant in the room. Putting this all over my face. Yeah, I'm allergic to cats and dogs, but I don't care because they're adorable and I love them so much. I don't have a dog. I want one, but where I live at, they're not letting me get a dog, and they don't want big dogs. They want little yappy chew toys. I want a pit bull. They won't let me have one, but that's okay. I still love my kitty. She's my baby. Okay. So, next I am going to be using my e.l.f. color corrector. This is, what is this? Dark Circle Color Corrector Light Skin Tone. It's basically just to color correct. Under my eye. See, I don't have blue under eye circles, but if I did, this would be really good. But even so, it's still really good for blocking out my mustache and my beard. It does help with my under eye circles too, but just not as much as I would like it to, because my under eye circles are like a purple tone. And I do use my finger and kind of tap it out, because my fingers are free, you know. Don't need to go out and buy another makeup sponge of the many that I have. Just tissue that off. I just kind of get the excess off. And then I'm just taking some random loose powder, or you can use just powder out of a compact. I'm just taking like the tiniest bit, like not even that much. And I'm going to set where I put that so it doesn't mix with my foundation. I mean, you don't need a lot, especially with as much foundation as I put on. And this makeup looks pretty easy. So, okay, next comes the foundations, or foundation. Some people use one, some people use two. I personally use two because I like to mix things. So I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation, and I'm using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Foundation. And I'm just going to mix them. I'm going to use Anastasia the most because it oxidizes on me. So I would rather it, you know. I normally would use the NYX one as the most, but in this case, I'll just deal with it. And it's no big deal. I mean, you can tell that color change, though. The lighter one is the NYX one, so. And I mean, technically, because it oxidizes, and technically I'm going to be turning orange anyway, I might as well just add into it. So this is another good way, if you have a foundation that turns orange on you, to be a good makeup look for you. Yeah. It just adds on to it, you know? I'm just adding it everywhere first. And then I'm gonna take the rest on my sponge and just pounce it in. I do put on a lot of makeup. And I know this looks white. I do like these foundations mixed together. Because, I mean, the Anastasia one, the only problem I have with it is that it is really dark. Or it oxidizes, so it is my shade, and then, like, in the light, it just... Yeah, it's bad. Okay, that works. You know, just... It's enough. For this look, we're going to be not covering it all up, but we're going to be doing a lot of, like, creative stuff. So, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Okay, so for my concealers, I am going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the shade 834 Fair Beige. And then I'm going to be using my e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in Fair Rose. That's the shade name. Yeah. Which one do I want to use first? I'll use the photo focus. Whatever. I'll use this one first. I was going to be using my Too Faced concealer, but from now on, I'm not promoting Too Faced products on this channel. Yeah, I'm not promoting anything Too Faced, even though some of my collection does have Too Faced products, and I can't just throw any of them away. I won't be using them on the channel. I'll be using them outside, and then after those are done, and even currently, I will not be buying any more Too Faced products. People may be like, why? Why aren't you buying Too Faced? In a recent video with Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, they do this whole series of, like, no drama or anything. Or with everything kind of, like, unscripted, undocumented, blah, blah, blah. It was said in a recent video that when Nikki Tutorials, who's another YouTuber, she did a collab years ago with Too Faced, and it was a naive move, because they paid her, she did this eyeshadow palette and collabed with them and everything, and the agreement was she would get paid $50,000 as a flat rate, and they changed the formula and everything behind her back, and they went off to sell I think they made like over $10 million, but she only got $50,000 out of that. And I mean, they totally screwed her. Which I knew that it was like a big thing. I didn't realize how bad it was. So, yeah. I'm not promoting Too Faced anymore. Even though everything's changed, you still can't forgive a brand like that. Not getting screwed out of tens of millions of dollars. No, thank you. Anyway, I'm going to be going in with my e.l.f. concealer. And going under here. Now, to me, this looks dark on me, but on camera it looks light, so I'm not quite sure. I mean, it looks lighter now, but I don't know. I'm just not doing, like, really big highlights. I'm just kind of, like, highlighting, like, under my eyes and, like, this center of my face. Yeah. Okay. Just blending it. So basically, you're doing kind of like your regular routine makeup stuff. And if you don't wear makeup, well, then you're lucky because you're pretty enough not to wear makeup. But if you're like me and you need a mask, it takes a little bit. People say I don't need makeup. Halloween's right around the corner. I was thinking as a joke, maybe not wearing makeup for Halloween. Because I look scary without makeup, but I was like, no. Oh, also, I do have like a big zit right here on the corner of my eyebrow. That's scary too. Now, this year for Halloween, I'm doing a whole week of like Halloween looks. It's gonna look cool. And I got liquid latex. I'm so excited to use it. I've never used liquid latex, but I know like kind of how to use it. I've never used it personally, but I know, like, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos and I've seen it kind of in person. It kind of reminds me of eyelash glue. That's the best description I can give, which I think is already latex, so I'm just super excited. Okay, so I don't want this to look like flat. I want like a little bit of more dimension. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking this LA Girl. Is this LA Girl? Yeah. I'm taking the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This was like a big thing like years ago. I'm taking the white. It has like this brush tip and then the product comes out of the brush. See? It's kind of weird. So this is just straight up white. And I'm going to put it under my eyes and kind of spread it out. Kind of like that. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want just like a little bit more highlight, kind of like in the very center of my face. Because the way this design is it's, and I'll even put some on my forehead, just for giggles. The way this design is that it's super contoured kind of look. So it's gonna be like, you're gonna need these highlights later. If you don't have a white, like I do, I'm sure there's other alternatives. You can even use a lighter concealer color than what your skin is. I know they make pure white concealers, like, if you want. I think Maybelline has one. Urban Decay has one if you want to pay a little more. But all I'm doing is just basically adding highlights, so. And I mean, like, this is just straight up white. And the reason why I add concealers underneath is so it's not like a bright white concealer. I add the color underneath, so it's kind of like a gradient. So it doesn't go straight into white, because then you look like a clown. Unless you're going for that look, which, fine. But we want, like, the soft gradient kind of look. So you can see with the highlight, like, you can see my contour, you can see my highlight, and you can see where my center of my face kind of pops out, and this kind of falls back. It's an illusion. It's okay. Okay. Now, into powders. For my powders, I'm going to be using my Lancome translucent powder. This is the Long Time No Shine translucent powder. This stuff's expensive. Very expensive. And I'm just going to tap out some powder. And this, I believe, will be the only powder that I'll be using for this tutorial, so you don't have to have so many powders. Now, a good dupe for this, because it is pretty expensive, is the Maybelline Fit Me loose powders. Those work too. The only problem I have with those is they don't have a truly translucent powder. Another good one is the Coty Airspun, which is the orange one with the stuff on it. The one that drag queens use. That's a good alternative, and it's cheap. It's like $20 for like a big tub like that. Yeah. So all I'm doing is I'm taking my sponge. I'm just taking the other end of my sponge. I'm just putting it on this side instead of that. And I'm going to put this under my eyes and lightly tap. Just so it covers, or so it sets the underneath of my eyes. And this is a very pretty powder. And I'm setting my highlights first because concealer tends to crease faster than foundation. I'm not quite sure why. My theory is that because concealer's more concentrated, is my guess. See, you can even still see my dark circles. Ooh, Lord. And I'm just using this to set my whole face. There's plenty of beauty sponges. A lot of people even use brushes too. So, you know, if you want to use a brush to set your face, you can. Use whatever you want. I just personally use a sponge because sponges just tend to work better for me. I don't know if it's because of my skin. I don't know. It just tends to blend better for me. I'm definitely setting around my mouth because I'm very not happy. I'm not always happy. I'm a very expressive person. So the first thing that breaks when it comes to foundation is my smile lines. So this might be one of my fastest tutorials, maybe. I don't know. I haven't been talking too much in this one, so. I'm just gonna blend out my eyelids because I'm not adding a primer or anything to my eyes like I normally do, so I'm just gonna lightly set that with powder or whatever powder's left on here. And I'm just gonna leave it like that. Oh, I might need some more powder. Bless me. Okay. I need a little bit more powder. Actually, just in case, I'm going to take a big fluffy brush. This is an e.l.f. complexion brush. This I got like years ago. I'm going to brush off the powder I just put on because you don't want to let it sit too long because then it'll make your skin look cakey. It's just kind of like to set it in place so it doesn't move. Okay. Ooh, I look scary enough. Okay. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of extra powder. It has a really small thing, so that's why I have to tap on it so much. People are like, how much powder are you adding on? It's not that much. It's just some of my stuff is really small. Like it has small holes for a lot of powder, which doesn't make any sense, but it's not my company. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit more powder, and I'm not going to tap off any, well, maybe a little bit. Just like that. And I'm going to lightly pack it under my eyes so it's kind of loose. Because the eyeshadows we're using 3 palettes, maybe 4. Because of the colors I need now. This look is very simple. Very easy, very, very calming. It still has a Halloween vibe. I am going to add powder kind of like right here to chisel out my cheekbones a little bit. Just to get that prepped for what I have in mind for the look. My dad's baking a cake. Okay. Okay. He might come in here and ask, hey, you want a piece of cake? Who knows? Okay. So, now that we have everything prepped, I'm heading on to the eyes. So, I have 3 palettes in front of me right now. I am debating on what I want to do. Because I have an idea for the eyes, but I don't know how well it's going to be. I don't know. Like, I'm struggling here. Whatever. I'm just going for it. So, to start off, I am taking my Jawbreaker palette from Jeffree Star, which I love so much. It's my first eyeshadow palette. So great. And I'm going to be using my IT Cosmetic brushes. These I got years ago. But this is like the 5 set with the... Ta-da-da. Just like that. And I'm going to be... I mean, look at this palette, though. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. My little heart. Okay, I'm going to be taking Suck, which is this really pretty orange. And I'm going to be putting it in the crease of my eyes. And this doesn't have to be very clean. All we want to do is to get color on. At this point, oops, don't get in the yellow. I mean, this is a pretty orange. I mean, this is a pretty orange. Pretty orange. Oh, I love it. 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 And all I'm doing is I'm putting most of the color in my crease, and then whatever's left, I'm just lightly blending it up and kind of like blowing it out. Because this is Halloween, no boundaries, no nothing. We're gonna blow this out. Smoke this out. Okay. I have so many palettes in front of me. Oh, stay. Please. Stay. Okay. Alright. And then next, I am taking my James Charles palette, which is... which one do I want to use? Yeah, I'll use that one. Okay. I'm just gonna... Yeah. I'm trying to hold everything together. Okay, so I'm taking this palette right here, and I'm gonna be taking a mixture of Rusted and I think this is Code James. These two. I'm mixing them together. So I'm going doop doop, doop doop, doop doop. And I'm gonna be deepening up the crease just a tiny bit. Just like a little bit. Maybe I should put you all closer. Oh, that's real close. Alright, so all I'm doing is deepening up the crease just a little bit. Ew. God, I look ugly. Alright, I'm going in with more of Code James. And I'm just going into the crease and deepening it up. You can see kind of where it's there. I might go in with more Rusted. There we go. Rusted seems like the better option for this. I need my color switch. This is my color switch. So all you do is to switch colors and you rub the brush in and it knocks off most of the pigment. Now obviously this is stained, so it's not going to knock the stain off, but at least it gets some of it off. Ugh. God, it's gross. Okay, so for deepening this up just like a little bit tiny more, I'm going to be using 10% off. It has all the names on here, so 10% off, which is a darker brown. It's like a very warm brown. Warm, medium brown? Let me show you. It's the one right next to... It's this one. And I'm going to be going in even deeper because this is looking a little too red. I'm going in with the Cheek? Is that what it's called? Cheek Pro. This is the eyeshadow brush. And I'm going in with this very warm brown, and this is a very fluffy brush. And I'm going to, there we go, that's what I want. Deepen up that crease a little more. And blend, and blend, and blend. I might have to go back in with my other brush and blend this out, but so far, oh. I mean, this is going to be pretty dark, and it's going to have a lot of definition, so. I'm going to go back into that orange shade from the Jawbreaker palette. And I'm going to blend all of that together with the orange. Sometimes what happens when you add darker colors is that it kind of takes away the original color that you put down. And since this is going to be like super orange, it's going to be great. I love this look. I love it. I'm so excited. It's super pretty. It's going to be so cool. I'm going just a tiny bit more into that dark brown. I've tapped off the excess and everything. And I'm just blending it. The lid, it's not going to matter because we're putting black on the lid. It's going to be so cool. Okay, so let me close this down a little bit. Oh, what brush do I want to use? actually have a brush in here that I haven't used before. Maybe I'll use that one. That might be helpful. So this one? Yeah, I've never used this brush before. Yeah. Okay. I hope I was in frame. Because my head's kind of big on me. Okay, that might be better. So, I'm going to try to get closer to the light here. So, we are putting black on the lid. Because we are doing like a Jack-O-Latern. Like pumpkin, you know, Halloween. Anyway. So, I am taking it's my Ray Ray palette. This is the first one that she did. I know that she did another one. This is the OG. This is the first one. So, yeah. And this is made... I feel like it's targeted more towards people with darker skin tones, which I am not, but it's good for Halloween. So, and I used it last Halloween. It was great. Okay, so I am going to be taking Black Beauty, which is this black here. Now, I did use it last Halloween, which is why it's so dirty. You know, this is one of the most pigmented blacks that I know of. So, yeah. And this is the brush I was talking about. This is the Morphe M167. It's kind of like this flat, like, brush. It's like a dense, thick, flat brush thing. So I'm going in with these. Whoa, that's pigmented. Look at that pigment. Whoa. Okay. And I'm just putting it on my eyelids. Oh, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And wow, okay. Wow, okay. Pigment. And I'm just putting this all over my eyelid. Now, black is a pretty hard color to work with. Because once you get it somewhere, it doesn't move. So, that's why I'm being extra cautious with this one. Like. Deceased. Okay. We're going to put that away. We're going to put this palette right here. And I'm going back in with the James Charles palette. And I'm going to be taking this black from here. This one here. It's called Spooky. Which is... yeah, it's spooky. It's Halloween. Close to it. Close enough. I'm going to be taking that. Oh my god, that's pigmented. And I'm going to be adding that over top. Whoa, that might be more pigmented than the other one. Yo, that's more pigmented than the other one. Okay, this is the new pigmented one. Yo, that's sick. That is sick. Look at that. That's like blacker than my soul. Okay, I don't think it's that black, but I don't think it's that black. You know, I'm just gonna. I went to put it in my color switch. Look at that. It looks like I got a whole new sponge. I think the thing is with the BH Cosmetics one, it has a lot of fallout. Like, black, brown, darker colors, normally like black and plums and stuff, they usually have a lot of fallout. So, okay, I'm going back in with this brush that I had the orange on, and I'm just gonna, not adding any extra product, I'm just gonna go in and blend that a little bit. Because that's, I might go in with a little bit more rusted and tap off the excess. And actually, I'll go in with the darker brown that we used. And blend that a little bit. So it's kind of like that. Oh, look at my brush! palettes do have a lot of fallout, so I have to constantly blow on them to get the fallout out. That wasn't proper English. Okay, I think. Oh, I love how in the palette, in the James Charles palette, right next to Rusted, there's actually a shade called Halloween. That's cool. Okay, let me bring this out. I'm gonna look crazy. Oops. Oh. That works. Okay, yeah, I look crazy. I know. I think this turned out really good, though. Oh my god. I'm gonna die. This pigment's insane. Okay, what do we want to do next? I guess we're gonna take... I'm just gonna clean out all this fallout, so I'm just taking a big fluffy brush. You can take any fluffy brush you want. And I'm gonna just wipe away all this fallout. Oh, sugar. Okay. Well, this is one of the other reasons why I don't like to work with black. If you can see where the fallout was, it kind of stained where it was. Even though I added like a super large ton of powder, it's still... Okay. Okay, I need to put these brushes away. I'm not going to be doing like lashes or anything. I will be putting on mascara, which I forgot to get earlier. Oops, my camera moved. Okay, so I'm just going to be putting eyeliner on the lower lash line. Yeah. Because I don't want to add anything extra on the bottom because I feel like the top's going to be so intense. I feel like just lining my waterline will be enough. So I'm just going to take my tissue. Woo! My eyes don't like pencil liner. Okay. Woo! My eyes don't like that. So this is what I have. So let me see. I'm just gonna curl my lashes and add my mascara, and then we'll continue on with the face. Hopefully I'll fast forward through this. Hopefully. If not, it's gonna be awkwardly quiet. Whew. My eyes don't like this pencil. Another thing you could do, like, if you get mascara on your lower lash line, is you can take black and smear it underneath. I just choose not to because black is a very hard color to get out of your skin. It's just my personal thing. Maybe if it was actually Halloween, I would do it, but right now, it's not. Wouldn't be a good idea. Okay, so next I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pomade, and I'm going to be doing my brows. I'm not doing anything creative with them. I'm just doing super sharp brows. Let me get my brow brush. So first, I'm going to just brush through my hairs and make sure they look okay. I mean, they don't look okay, but you know. It's okay for them not to look okay. It's Halloween. Who cares? Okay. This is in the shade Granite, which is like basically black. It's a super dark brown, but what I like about this pomade is that it's pigmented enough so I don't have to use a lot of it, which is always nice, you know, not having to use a lot of a product. I know that a lot of people don't like it because it's so creamy, like it's super creamy. And sometimes hard to work with. It depends. I have my good days and bad days with it. But, you know, a lot of the times I do it to myself. And if you feel like it's getting too intense, you can take a spoolie and just go through them. If you don't have one, or if you don't have a spoolie like this, you can take an old mascara wand, or you can take some like face powder, like powder foundation or whatever, put it on your finger and then kind of go over it. What that'll do is it'll bring out your natural hairs, and it will kind of tone it down a little bit. I do that sometimes when I go overboard with this. But I don't mind, especially with this look. There's some days where I'm just kind of like, really? But like with this specific look, it really doesn't matter because it's just part of the look. It's not like focused on this look. Oh my god. Look at my brow. See, I can look at you. My brows are uneven, okay? I'm just letting that out there. My brows are uneven. It's okay. I don't know anybody whose brows are perfectly even unless they go out to get their brows done. I don't. Too much money. Too much money and I don't have enough time. So. Okay. Always wipe off your brush when you're using a pomade. Always, always, always wipe off your brush. Trust me. If that stuff gets caked in your brush, and it's toast. And this brush is very expensive. Not really. It's $26, which people are like, that's expensive. If you look at it from a consumer, like from a regular average Joe, then yes, it's expensive. But if you look at it from a perspective of a business, then it's an equal part on both sides. So the consumer is getting what they want, and plus that brush lasts forever. You know, before you have to get a new one. So you have to think it's quality, you know, because it is in a different range. It's not like Walmart. So, let me scooch in. Okay, so we have this. See, look, I'll close my eyes. It's so cool. Okay. For the face, I don't think I'll be adding blush. So that step can be... I am going to be taking my Japanese brush. It's this little kabuki brush that's kind of like really cool. I don't think I have a brush I don't use. I don't think I have another powder brush. So I'm just going to be using... Oh, I have this really cheap one. I'll use this one just in case. So I'm going to take this one, or this little kabuki brush, and I'm going in with the Juvia's Place Zulu palette. And this does have orange in it, so I'm going in with this really bright orange. It's going to look so cool. And, okay, might be insane for doing this, okay? We're going to contour our face and put it around the perimeter of our face to make it look orange, so it's like a pumpkin. So, yeah, like crazy, right? Don't worry, everything's gonna be blended. Just give me a minute. Like, look at that. We're going around the perimeter. Even around our just newly done brows. And what I want is kind of like the illusion of orange around the face. And I'm just putting it on the tip now. Just really concentrating that color. And what I'm doing is taking the rest of the hairs. So you have the color on top and the rest of the hairs. I'm kind of putting it on the side and blending it. Which is why, even if I go like this, still blending it a little bit. Look at that. I'm so excited. I might add like a little bit of a peach. Just to, let me see. What do I have? I have a lot. Do I want to use this? Yeah. I'm going to be taking my Pro Artist blush palette. And I'm going to be taking this peach up here. And all I'm doing is putting it like right on the edge of this. Like right here. Kind of like mixing it in with that orange. This is a very flimsy brush. So it's not going to pick up a lot of pigment, which I kind of like. But I still need pigment, you know. And I'm just kind of like going over that edge of the orange. Oh, I look crazy. That's my little shelf here with all my eyeshadow palettes. Okay, so now I'm going back in with the Morphe James Charles palette, and I'm taking the shade 518, which is this bright yellowy orange right here, right here. And I hope I just didn't get that on my shirt. It's a nice shirt. And I'm going to take that orange, like you can see, pigment, and go over that orange because I realized that it's a darker orange. Now, if you're a darker skin tone, this still works for you. The only thing that you would have to change is like the tones of orange, like the different shades of orange, because this is obviously brighter orange. So what you could do if you're a darker skin tone is take a foundation that's a lighter shade and use that kind of like as your highlighter so you won't have to do the concealer, lighter shade concealer trick. And then you could kind of do like, oh man, I would love to work on someone with a darker skin tone. I feel like that is so much fun. And all I'm doing is kind of like making a gradient around that darker orange. So, if you could. Okay. So, I don't know if the light's gonna throw it off. But you see where I have my darker orange, like right here, and the lighter orange is kind of like blended around it. You can really see it on my forehead. So where you have the darker orange and then you have like this light orange. That's what we're going for. Okay. And then from far away you look absolutely insane. So you know you're doing a good job. Okay. I'm kind of leaving room here because I kind of want to do like a Jack-O-Latern lip. Kind of, sort of. That's a thing that I'm still thinking about. Okay, so now that that's all messed up, I'm gonna go in. This needs a little bit more definition, so I'm going in with my BH Cosmetics number 5 brush. It's this little duo fiber brush. I've only used it a few times. See? It's got like 2 different lengths of bristles. It's got like really short ones and really long ones. And I'm going to dip into 10% off. Or no, I'm sorry. Code James in the Morphe palette. And I'm just tapping into a little bit of it. And I'm just going to really define the outer edges. Like, just like the really, really edge. And the advantage of using a dual fiber brush is it adds the pigment without adding, like, too much craziness. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah. That's done. It's back on. Oops. And boom. So you can see now. Got powder everywhere. You can see now that it's a little bit more defined everywhere. Okay. So because I kind of want this to be wearable and really cute and kind of like, you know, a thing, I'm taking an eyeliner pen. This is just liquid eyeliner. And I'm going to do like little fake freckles everywhere. And just kind of boop, 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 boop. So you do something like that. And this may not be like exactly looking like a pumpkin, but people will get the idea. Especially once we put on the lips. It's gonna look really good. Okay, so I can put all these brushes away. I'm trying to put everything away as I go. Because I do have so much stuff. Like, nobody understands how much makeup I have until you see it. Back in there. Okay. This is a thing. Okay. This goes back here. And this goes here. Okay. So, now that everything's kind of situated right now, what do we want to work on next? Highlighter. Okay, so for my highlighter, I'm kind of doing a different trick to it. I'm going to be taking this ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Lunch Money. This doesn't show up that much. Like, it's very glittery, very light on me. And I don't want that. So, but it is a good base for other products to go on top. So, I mostly use this as a base for stuff. See, like, this looks so bad on top of powder. And I'm just adding this in my highlighted cheeks, so the top of my cheekbones. See, like, this doesn't show up at all. It's so sad because it's such a pretty highlighter. Like, I would totally be banging with this highlighter. Like, on camera, it shows up, but that's only because the light's hitting it. But, like, if you look face front, you don't see it. But, like, I mean, it's pretty. But I personally like to have more pizzazz when it comes to my highlighter. Okay, so now that I have that as my base, and this is why I was hanging on to the one palette. This is the It's My Ray palette, where I got the black from, but I'm going to be taking this shade, which is Moonlight. It's white, but it has like a gold reflect to it. And I'm going to be putting this over top of what I just did. Or where I just put that one highlighter. And this is straight up gold. Yeah, like you can, oh, look at that. Oh my god. That just makes it pop just a lot more. Go over the Cupid's bow, on the chin, on the nose, because you know it's your nose. But look at that. Damn, that looks good. And because it's gold, it's not like too intense for like people who, or for the orange. And it also is like light enough for people with my skin tone. Like when I look forward, you can see the dark cast. But that's fine with this look because it's orange and you're supposed to be a pumpkin, so it kind of goes with the look. Normally you wouldn't want that, but you know, this is the exception. It's Halloween. For anything in my Halloween videos, however many I do, it's Halloween. That's the excuse. Okay. Okay, so just as like a saving progress moment, I am going to take some setting spray. This is my own concoction. I took the Lancome setting spray. I can't remember, it's the same as the powder. The Long Time No Shine setting spray from Lancome. I just got the little travel size, but mine, the little spritzer was broken, so I didn't really use it that much. So I put it in here, which is a little thing I got from Five Below. It was like in a little travel kit. I mixed that with some of the Urban Decay All-Nighter. And what I noticed is that the All-Nighter had chunks in it. Like, it was weird. So I just kind of did my thing and mixed them. And so this is a really good setting spray, actually. I'm kind of happy that I mixed them. So I'm just going to be spraying this. Oh, another thing is, sometimes black will crease. So I'm just going to close my eyes and give this a minute. Okay. You can see it kind of creased a little. I could always go back in and fix that. I could just tap it. Sometimes you can tap it out, sometimes you can't. It depends on the look. Gosh, I really hate how that did that. I'm getting too emotional about it. It's Halloween, damn it. Alright, so for my lips, I'm going to be doing kind of like a Jack-O-Lantern kind of look with my lips. I'm going to be taking this Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in the shade Widow's Peak. This came out in a Halloween collection years ago. I don't think they have any black liquid lipsticks anymore. Jeffree Star has good ones, but they're $18 a piece if you're willing to spend that much. Wet n Wild might have one, like, black. I think. I'm trying to think of who else would have a black liquid lipstick, but just a black liquid lipstick, or you could use gel eyeliner, you could use liquid eyeliner, you could use whatever. I'm just using liquid lipstick because I know it's safe for my lips. With eyeliners, it's kind of iffy. But that's why I'm using this. So, when I draw my lips, I did shake this. Okay, I did. Okay. I just have to pump it a little bit. Move it around. Okay. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and do my bottom lip like normal. And I kind of like basically drawing my lips like I normally would. That was a shaky line. Jeez. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you could leave out like this and be out the door. I like to take it the extra mile. So, what I'm going to do is take a little bit more, and on my Cupid's bow, I'm just going to use my natural Cupid's bow. I'm going to sharpen up this line and kind of bring this up a little. So, kind of like a point. You may have to go outside of your lips for this. And then towards like halfway on my upper lip, I'm going to be drawing another triangle. And then on the bottom lip, I'm going to be doing the same thing. So kind of like matching up where that is. And adding triangles on the bottom. Now this looks crazy. Okay, we're gonna go extreme. And then just to bring out kind of like that wide Jack-O-Lantern smile, I'm gonna extend this out. So kind of like that. So all I'm doing is from where this triangle is, this top triangle, I'm gonna go up. Just like that. Now, I'm not going to be able to get that precise line, like real cut line. I'm going to bring out my eyeliner again. And so for this, it looks kind of like the Joker smile. I'm going to go in. Oh, you can't even see me. Gosh dang it. Okay, I'm going in with the liner. Going to bring it to a point. Like that. See? That looks cool, huh? It's crooked. I know. It's gonna be crooked. If you want it straight, you can have it straight. I mean, honestly, this look is for And then if you want, you can sharpen the points. On your triangles. If you want, you can add little triangles to kind of like break up these spaces. So what I'm gonna do, like that. And that's it. I mean, if you just keep working with it until you're happy with however it is. This is where I am stopping because this is where I am happy. And so, yeah, I'm just gonna go on to natural lighting. Okay, now that we're in natural lighting, it looks like even crazier. Cause like, it's sunlight. So, let me see. I don't know if you could. Oh, you see my room? Yeah, it's kind of creepy, huh? And I just have a hero. This is totally cool for Halloween. There's that highlight I was talking about. I love my highlight. I'm sorry. I love it. So, this is the finished look. I know, really crazy and insane. You could tone it down, but I kind of like it. Oh, look at the smile. Ew. Ew, it looks cool. It looks crazy, but it looks cool. Okay, so that's the end of the video. If you guys like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. It's okay. You don't have to. I will be trying to do more Halloween makeup tutorials, hopefully, whenever I have the time. I'm surprised I even had time today to do this. So, we'll see. I don't know. I have some ideas in my head on what to do for Halloween tutorials. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.